This was at one time recorded live with Gary Queen. Good afternoon, happy Columbus Day. Thank you so much for joining us today. So last week I had a wonderful conversation with Kim Jong-un. We were able to foster growth and peace relationship between North Korea and the America, and we've started to make some headway on becoming two countries united rather than separated by a land border, and just social progress in general. Today we'll be speaking with someone who will equal that conversation, definitely. Today my guest is Leonard Smith. It's Lynn Ray. Huh? Lynn Ray. My name is Lynn Ray. Leonard. Lynn Ray. Glenn Ray. Lynn Ray. Lynn Ray. Ah, got it. Awesome. Now, Lion Row, tell me, you have started a podcast. I got that right? Yeah, 16 Apples podcast. Great. So, what's your favorite type of apple after trying all 16 types? I've actually had like 3 types of apples, like the green one, the red one, the yellow one. Those aren't types of apples, those are colors. Oh, I thought it was like Gatorade, where you just, like, the apple kind was like the color it was. That's not how Gatorade works either. Oh, well, Gary, the podcast actually isn't even about apples. It's just the name of it. That's a terrible name for a show. What? It doesn't tell the viewer anything about what you're getting out of this. They tune in for some serious apple talk, maybe even dip their toes into some cider conversations. Then, boom, no apples. They're wondering, how about them apples? There is no apples. Well, I guess I hadn't really thought about that. I could just put it like in the description, about what the podcast is going to be going over. Guess I could put a disclaimer that it's not about apples. Whoa. You want them to read things to learn stuff about this thing, Majigga, you're doing? Huh? Really? Reading? I mean, yeah, that way they'll be able to see what the episode entails. I hate tails. I hate 63% of animals with tails. I've done the math a few times. Yeah? Twice I've done the math. I hate 63% of animals with tails. Now, if you're not talking about apples, thankfully you're not talking about tails. What are you talking about exactly? Well, I'm going to try to do something a little bit different. I mean, it's probably been done before, at least, by somebody else. But it's like, each week is almost like an anthology, Like, we'll pick up from a podcast that doesn't exist, but it's like the show does exist. And so we just talk about different things throughout the show. And it's like, each week, it's like a different kind of episode, a different kind of podcast. Yeah, and so there's not like an ongoing like narrative or anything like that. Like a little bit of like a universe I'm trying to build in the podcast thing, but it's different each week. Can I ask you 2 questions, with one of them being this question, asking permission for the second question? Sure. Did you even practice that explanation? It didn't tell me anything. Nothing. I mean, yeah, I did practice it. I thought it explained it pretty well. Not remotely. So you're just going to go out there and ramble and you expect people to listen to this nonsense? Well, I mean, it's not really going to be rambling. I'll be doing a podcast where it's like a regular podcast. And like each week we'll pretend it's a different podcast. It's kind of like an anthology again. It's just, not really an ongoing podcast where we're covering one subject. It's different things each week. Just kind of pretending to be a different podcast each time. So you were a pretender, huh, kid? A pretender? Well, no, I'm not pretending. If you want to break it down, it's just like a different kind of storytelling. So you're a storyteller. I see. You like telling stories? Oh, yeah, I love telling stories. It's just something I've always done my entire life. I've grown up doing it. I was in theater as a kid. I did improv. I tried to be a filmmaker. That didn't work really well because of some really bad decisions and mental health issues. That's getting off track. But just trying to do something now. I like storytelling, and this is a new opportunity for me to do that. So, you like storytelling. Tell me a story, all right? Okay. Yeah, tell me a story about finding a genie on a New York City street corner. Okay, so I just gotten off the bus, and you son of a bitch. What? You son of a bitch. My fourth wife was hit by a bus, and now you're mocking me? I'm not mocking you. I had no idea. I'm so sorry. You're a liar. You're lying and you're making fun of me and my fourth wife. No. I'm very, very sorry. My condolences. Condolences? She's still alive. She and my ninth wife have brunch every other weekend. It's ridiculous. I hate the things they talk about, including my finances. I didn't mean to offend you or anything like that. It's just an accident. Accident paxident. I hate the type of people who offends with their stories. I can't get on with that. Look, I'm Gary. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I'm sorry. I can't forgive you. What? Why? Only God forgives. A movie poster taught me that. But enough about that. Can I ask you a few more questions? Why do you keep asking me if you can ask questions? This is an interview. I wouldn't call this an interview the way you're going at this, kid. I'll tell you that much. But tell me some more. So how has the process been making up the stories? Well, it's been terrible. Probably should have been done months ago, maybe up to a year and a half ago. But, I'm trying to make it work now. And when is this coming out? Should be out now, actually, right about now. You can follow us at Twitter at 16applespod. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel or anything else like that where it's coming out and just kind of learn about all the stuff that we got going on the podcast. You keep saying that word and it leads me to my next question. What is a podcast? Isn't this a podcast? Isn't that what we're doing right now? Lion Row, this is called a conversation. I don't know how to explain this to you. We're talking. We're just talking to each other. What is a podcast, though? I guess like a podcast is sort of like a radio show. It's like you just listen to it. There's no video. It's just you listen to the conversations that people are having. You might learn something. It might make you think about some other stuff. Things like that. Okay. So we're getting somewhere now. So tell me, it's like a radio show. What radio station will this podcast be on? Well, YouTube, and then hopefully like Spotify, hopefully Apple, 16 Apple. No, it'll just be on Apple singular. That's the name of that company. 16 Apples is the name of the show. Okay, you're talking, again, a lot about apples, but you're not talking about apples? Okay, no, look, 16 Apples is the name of the podcast, okay? Okay. So Apple is a $1 billion company that just hosts a platform where you can have podcasts on. Okay, I think I'm starting to get this. So you're talking about stuff, not talking about apples, that's going to be on the Apple radio station. It's not a radio station. It is just the name of the company that holds podcasts. It'll be on other platforms too. Okay. So you're doing all this kind of stuff. What do you want to get out of this radio show, huh? I just want to get some nonsense out of my head and story ideas. That's what I'm going to be trying to bring out of this. Just different little things and ideas that I'm going to try to bring to life. So you're like Frankenstein, but instead of monsters, you're making stories. Sure, but again, I'm not really making monsters. It's just stories. I'm creating stories. It's a storytelling device. And it's about dead people, dead things? No, it's not about, I guess technically, yeah, some of the ideas are inspired by dead people. Can't really think of any off the top of my head that would be about dead people, but yeah, everything's a little bit inspired by the past. You know what dead things inspire me? No. Rats. Dead rats that I get after using I can't believe it's not candy, the rat poison. Tell me, in your mansion, do you have rats? I don't have a mansion. Okay, so whatever hut or little grotto you're living in, do you have rats there? No. Okay, well, if you do, here's the thing. You gotta try I can't believe it's not candy, the rat poison. It's a rat poison that looks so much like candy that you can't even keep it in the same house as children, because they'll think it's candy and they'll eat it, but it's not candy, it's rat poison. Okay, I don't have rats. Well, if you ever do, you can deal with it with I can't believe it's not candy, the rat poison. And just for being here today, guess what, Mr. Lion Row? That's not my name. So you are going to get a coupon for $2 off your next purchase of I can't believe it's not candy, the rat poison. Here you go. This is $2 in quarters. Yes, but see, the thing is, if you go buy the I can't believe it's not candy, the rat poison, if you buy it with that $2 of quarters, it's like you're getting a coupon for $2 off. Okay, I know how coupons work. Well, that's because I know how to explain things, unlike you and your bad explanations of the podcast. Okay, I really felt like I didn't do a bad job of explaining it, though. I felt like it all totally made sense. It did not. Can I try again? Sure, but make it quick. Okay, so it's like a parody of a podcast, right? Each week is parodying like a different type of show. We're parodying. See, that makes sense. I don't know why you couldn't just start with that. Okay, awesome. So that makes more sense. Absolutely, it makes more sense. Absolutely. So tell us, what is your favorite type of parrot that you're parroting? No, it's a parrot. You know, the ones that can talk. That's my favorite type of parrot. That is a remarkably uninspiring answer for a show about parrots, especially on the radio. Oh, we've got a caller. You have callers on this? Hello? My prescription is ready. Is that right, Janine? Well, thank you so much for telling me, and thank you for calling, and thank you for your service at Atkins Pharmacy. Well, Lion Row, I gotta go. I gotta get my gout medication. Best of luck to you on your radio show podcast. So, we're just done? I'm sorry, I gotta go get this prescription before the pharmacy closes. My grandson will show you out. All right. So, well, thanks for being here. It's so good to talking to you, Lion Row. Have a great Columbus Day. It's May. Okay, and he's gone. This is a really weird type of thing what's going on here. What the fuck? Hey, all right, so the show is over. Thank you so much for being. Who the hell are you? Have you just been hiding in the fucking corner this entire time? Yeah, I'm his grandson. We was, I was just recording the show back here. Grandpa doesn't actually know we're recording this. But don't get me wrong. We've already been to court. He does get the money for the show, okay? It's not elderly abuse in any way, shape, or form. What? So you just record him talking to people? Yeah. See, the thing is, it's like he's just real curious, and so we just let him talk about stuff, and then I record it, put it on the internet, help him with his bills and whatnot. So he doesn't even know he's hosting a podcast. He doesn't even know what a podcast is. That's why he asked you about it. But anyways, you're done. You're good. You can go ahead and leave. What? I mean, that's really weird. This whole thing is starting to get really weird. I mean, you have a podcast about apples and parrots, and you're calling me weird? It's not about either apples or... Look. You gotta go. Okay, it's done. Okay, is this gonna air? I need to promote the fact that 16 Apples podcast is coming out. Yes, of course it'll air. Just get out of here. I gotta clean up before the next person comes by when he gets back from the pharmacy. All right, fine. I'm out. Wait. Before you go, can I have that $2 in quarters back? He needs that for his laundry. Yeah, sure. Right, that's been it. And this has been At One Time Live with Gary Queen, a 16 Apples podcast. You can go ahead and subscribe wherever you're listening to, and do the liking or the rating, and tell me you had a good time, you hear? Next week, we'll be back with Words of Meditation. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll enjoy the next one. Thanks for coming along on 16 Apples Podcast. Keep it 16 apples.